When people say they're offended, it's that just because you're offended, it doesn't mean you're right, you know?
Ricky Gervais didn't hold back for a heartbeat. He tore into Meghan Markle's Netflix fantasy like a wrecking ball ripping through glass. He mocked every dramatic sigh, every teary close-up, every poor me monologue until the crowd was howling. He didn't just roast her, he dismantled the script, turning her polished narrative into punchline gold. And the question now isn't whether Meghan's story sounds heartfelt, it's what happens when a comedian's truth hits harder than her own. Meghan's authenticity problem just got dragged into the spotlight.
Lack of authenticity, that she, at the same time as dropping loose fruit spread, she uploads a video of Lily talking about how beautiful this bowl is of jam that her mom's making at home.
Ricky Gervais nailed what Meghan Markle's critics have been shouting for years. She keeps claiming she's being raw, real, and vulnerable, yet every frame looks like a luxury commercial. He joked that if pain looks that flawless, he wants her moisturizer, because not a single hair dares to move her lighting. Perfect, her makeup untouched, even her tearful scenes shine like they were shot for Vogue. There's nothing raw about a performance that's been airbrushed to perfection.
Not to joke about all the bad things, that's a waste, because that's exactly what we should joke about. If you can laugh in the face of adversity, you're bulletproof.
Ricky Gervais didn't hold back. He said Meghan Markle's Netflix series feels less like a documentary and more like a commercial for her personal brand. She talks about struggle while sitting in a multi-million-dollar mansion glowing under perfect soft lighting. She claims she just wants to be understood. Yet every shot paints her as a saint who sacrificed everything for love and truth. Ricky joked that today's audience isn't stupid, they know when they're being sold a story, and Meghan's show feels like one giant ad wrapped in emotion. He said the real problem is she wants to be relatable while clinging to Hollywood glamour. You can't act like an everyday mom when you're surrounded by stylists, luxury brands, and camera crews capturing your every sigh. He teased that if you want to look vulnerable, ditch the glam squad, or else it just screams, watch how relatable I am after 4 hours of makeup. Ricky also mocked how the series turns Meghan into the savior of everything, the one who breaks traditions, fights injustice, and suffers for her bravery. But he said viewers know life isn't that black and white. The harder she tries to look authentic, the faker it feels. He called it a performance built on victimhood. And once people sense manipulation instead of truth, they tune out.
Substance, if the best she could do was putting pretzels in a plastic bag, what is there to promote?
Ricky Gervais didn't just mock Meghan's authenticity act, he tore apart the entire storyline of her Netflix series, calling it a dull rerun. He joked, is this a sequel? Because we've all heard this story before, from Oprah to Spotify to every glossy magazine cover. It's the same script. Meghan suffered, Harry was trapped, the royals were cruel, and the press was evil. Ricky said the show promised new revelations but delivered the same recycled royal drama, just with new outfits and a softer filter. He compared it to a reboot nobody asked for, like watching the same movie with slightly different camera angles and more dramatic music. He even joked that next season might feature Meghan panicking over running out of avocado toast in Montecito. Ricky laughed at how every minor inconvenience is treated like a world crisis. A seating chart becomes trauma, a tabloid headline turns into tragedy, one family argument is edited like a national emergency. He said when everything is dramatic, nothing feels dramatic. People stop caring and start rolling their eyes. Ricky pointed out the biggest irony: they left the royal family to escape the spotlight, but dragged the entire palace with them to California. If they really wanted privacy, they wouldn't still be monetizing their royal misery. He joked that Meghan's stuck in a storytelling loop where every scene circles back to the same pain, the same palace, the same villains. No growth, no change, just complaints with perfect lighting. He said if they're going to keep recycling content, Netflix should at least give viewers a bingo card with racism claims, paparazzi, trauma, and we just want privacy squares. He ended by saying Meghan and Harry aren't writing new chapters, they're reselling the same one again and again, playing the victims while cashing in.
Gee, she likes playing the victim. We're talking about tears over bridesmaids' dresses and stuff.
Ricky Gervais has a rare gift for calling out hypocrisy and making everyone laugh while doing it, and Meghan Markle's story handed him pure comedy gold. He went right for the heart of her contradiction. Meghan keeps telling the world she's a victim of the royals and the ruthless press, yet she's also cashing massive checks retelling that same story. Over and over, Ricky nailed it with one brutal punchline: "You can't call yourself a victim." While making millions off being one, the crowd exploded because deep down, everyone knew he was just saying what they'd all been thinking. Ricky Gervais didn't hold back as he tore into Meghan Markle's never-ending privacy paradox. Every time she claims she wants peace, she signs another $1 million deal to talk about how hard her life is. Netflix, podcasts, books, interviews, it's the same story wrapped in new lighting. He joked that if you really want to move on, you don't keep cashing checks to relive your trauma on camera. Ricky said Meghan and Harry accused the media of exploiting them, but now they're the ones exploiting their own drama. They ran from the royal spotlight, only to drag it into their California mansion. He called it the new business of victimhood, where pain is the product and viewers are the paying customers. What makes it even more absurd is the luxury behind the tears. Meghan cries about suffering while sitting in a multi-million-dollar home wearing designer clothes, sipping tea in a private garden. Ricky compared it to a movie star crying on a red carpet about how tough fame is while promoting their next big film. He said Meghan doesn't just share her pain, she sells it, markets it, and builds a brand around it. Then Ricky hit on the real issue: Meghan's total disconnect from real life. Her struggles look like luxury, her sadness looks like a photo shoot. He joked it's hard to cry for someone complaining from a mansion when most people are just trying to afford groceries and keep the lights on. If she wants to connect, she needs to show something real, not a scripted moment, not a perfectly staged documentary shot, but real, unfiltered life. Right now she sounds like an influencer pretending to be ordinary while holding a $5,000 handbag. Ricky said privilege isn't the problem is pretending you don't have it while flaunting it constantly. Her message isn't for the everyday viewer, it's for other celebrities who want to feel oppressed. He joked that the only people inspired by her show are rich folks who also think they're misunderstood. Audiences today crave authenticity. They want stories that feel human, not polished, not branded. Ricky said Meghan could truly inspire people if she dropped the act and admitted her reality. Instead, she and Harry want the fame without the responsibility, the admiration without the duty. They left the palace balcony for the Netflix spotlight and now complain that everyone's watching. It's not privacy they're chasing, it's control over the narrative, and that's the real royal irony. Ricky Gervais didn't hesitate to hit Meghan Markle where it hurts most, diving straight into the most sensitive parts of her story. He called out how she uses heavy issues like racism and mental health as props in her Netflix narrative instead of treating them with the raw honesty they deserve. Ricky said when you talk about topics that serious, it should come from a place of truth and vulnerability, not from a camera script and soft focus lighting. But Meghan's version, he argued, feels more like strategy than sincerity. She turns real pain into glossy production, wrapping the darkest struggles in cinematic music and perfect makeup. Ricky pointed out that millions of people around the world face these issues for real every single day. They don't get soundtracks, they don't get retakes for them. It's survival, not storytelling. He said Meghan's approach glamorizes the suffering. It turns something deeply human into just another backdrop for her own image rather than a message that could actually help people. It's not awareness, it's aesthetic, and that's why so many viewers find it uncomfortable
to have her head. Because one thing I would say about it is we're probably seeing the unvarnished, I would say Meghan Markle, but she calls herself Meghan Sausage.
Ricky Gervais didn't hold back as he tore into the most sensitive parts of Meghan Markle's public story. He said when Meghan talks about being mentally broken while sitting in a mansion surrounded by cameras, something feels completely off. She speaks of suicidal thoughts, but instead of offering help or awareness, the moment is shot like a beauty ad. The focus isn't on the pain, it's on how stunning she looks in it. Ricky said the whole scene feels like the show wants you to admire her sadness, not understand it. He also hit hard at how she uses racism in her narrative, saying racism is real, painful, and terrifying for millions. But Meghan brings it up in ways that help her image more than the cause. She drops vague hints, never names names, never provides proof, and leaves both viewers confused and the royal family defenseless. Ricky called that manipulative. He added that Meghan talks about racism like she discovered it only after joining royalty, while millions have lived with it their whole lives without Netflix deals or mansion interviews. He said when privilege wears the crown of victimhood, it turns awareness into exploitation. And that's dangerous because when celebrities use trauma as PR, people stop believing real victims. His warning was simple: serious issues need serious voices, not glossy photo ops wrapped in emotional music. And then came the explosion. The internet went wild. TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, everywhere. Clips of Ricky's roast went viral. Fans split into two armies, some cheering his honesty, others calling him cruel. Ricky's always divided opinion. And this time was no different. Half the world laughed and said he just said what everyone was thinking, that Meghan's constant storytelling feels fake, repetitive, and self-centered. One viral post read, Ricky Gervais just told the truth with a punchline, and it hurt. Others said Netflix should hire him to make her next season funny, but Meghan's defenders hit back, accusing him of mocking trauma and fueling the same hate that drove her away from the royals. Hashtags defending Meghan trended online, as fans said her story deserves respect, not ridicule. But as the debate raged, Ricky's point proved itself. Fame today runs on outrage, attention, and engagement. The more people argue, the more views, the more headlines. Both Ricky and Meghan won the internet again.
She keeps saying, even if you have a little flat somewhere, you can still make it lovely. And it goes on and on like this. One of my favourite moments is she starts rhapsodising about radish.
Ricky's fans said that was the whole point. She thrives on the drama, because every argument builds her brand. He wasn't just mocking her, he was exposing how celebrity culture works. Now attention equals money, and controversy pays better than honesty. Media critics agreed, saying Ricky's roast revealed a cultural divide. People are tired of perfectly polished pain being sold as activism. Some still see Meghan as a voice of empowerment. Others see her as the face of performative suffering. But either way, Ricky didn't backtrack. He laughed it off, saying if people didn't like it, they didn't have to watch, which of course made everyone watch even more. His final message cut through the noise: Hollywood reality isn't reality anymore. He said fame today isn't about talent or truth. It's about controlling a narrative, selling emotion, packaging trauma into luxury content. He said celebrities no longer sell art, they sell pain wrapped in PR and profit. Ricky believes the audience is waking up. They're done feeling sorry for millionaires crying under studio lighting while regular people fight real battles. He said if your pain looks like a perfume commercial, it's hard to take seriously. Hollywood has trained stars to play the victim. Just right, cry in slow motion, mention social justice, and walk away with brand deals. Ricky said Meghan's show wasn't about being human. It was about being untouchable, no flaws, no guilt, just a glowing hero surrounded by villains. People see through that now, and the more perfect she looks, the less real she feels. He warned viewers not to believe everything they see on screen, because behind every tear there's a marketing team, behind every confession there's a contract. His closing line hit home: in Hollywood, reality is just another performance. So the real question is, are we still buying the act?